Hi everyone, welcome back. We are continuing with our business of baking series, and in my introduction, you remember I talked about the biggest challenge in baking business being the baker, who is also the one running the business. So why are you a challenge as a baker? One, when we start baking business, we start from a point either of passion or necessity. Passion because you love baking and you think you can do it, you find yourself in business. Necessity because you've lost a job or you need extra income or you need to do something with your time, and then you find yourself in baking. So normally we don't start out as businesses. We start it out as a hobby or something you do out of necessity. Then you realize somewhere down the line, you realize this can actually bring me money, more money than I thought. So the problem comes when you want to transition from being a hobby baker or a necessity baker to a business. You sit down and look at your numbers and you realize you are running a hobby. You're not doing business. You're chasing your tail. You have no money. So you're faced with the dilemma of either losing your clients or standing your ground and growing your business, starting over again. Another thing also that you as a baker is a challenge for you is the nature of baking business. What is your attitude towards your work when you start? Or do you sometimes sit and ask yourself, for those who have not started, especially this is for you, or those who are just getting started? Because for the rest of us, that's why we are here, so that you don't make the same mistakes. Sit down and ask yourself, do you want to do this for the long term? Or it's just a temporary thing? Otherwise, you're going to waste your time. Because business takes time to grow. Be ready to do time. There will be burnout, which some of us were not prepared for. But if you get in with an attitude of, I am here for the long haul, you'll know how to manage your downtime. You'll know how to manage the burnout. Just like any other work, you'll make sure you don't get to burnout. So once you settle on you separate yourself from the fact that you are not a hobby baker, you are in it for the long haul, and you settle. Sometimes you don't do well in business because you are not settled. I have been doing this, I think, for more than 10 years. I baked my first cake at 16 years old, when I was 16. My mom used to make us cake, so I learned from her. And when I had my home science, was it home science? I don't know where the each came from, but I did my first cake at 16. So today, when I was taking account, I was like, I have done this for more than 20 years. But as a business, it is more than 10 years. And in these 10 years, I have fumbled. In these 10 years, I was not settled. So if you start out settled, if you start out with your heart in baking, you'll be able to grow faster than someone who is not settled. So after you have decided, I'm going into baking business, I am settled, By the way, by the time you decide that you are settled in the business, there's a way our thoughts and words are prayers. The moment you settle and say, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, there's a way God hears that. There's a way things just start working out. So the business part, settle, and then after that, the other challenge is paying yourself. So now you have decided this is what you want to do for the rest of your life. How do you want to pay yourself? This is where costing comes in. Before you do anything, you should know, by the time you want to do a business, you know you have a rough estimate of how you want to charge. But before you settle down on the price and the cost and decide on the market that you want to serve, there's the high end, there's the low end, and then there's the middle. The high end know what their money can get them. The low end know what their money can get them. The problem is the middle. Those who are in the middle, they neither want high or low. Some of them will want the quality of high-end market at the price of low-end market. So decide on the market that you want to serve. Decide on the niche. It's called niching. Decide on the niche that you want to serve. Do you want to do, this market is big. It is very, very big. You cannot serve everyone. So do you want to do fondant cakes? Do you want to do buttercream? Do you want to do whipping cream? Do you want to do ganache? Or do you want to do it all? Or do you want to start with one and progressively grow into other mediums of decoration? And also when it comes to cakes, if you're doing cakes, which cakes do you want to do? Do you want to do cream cakes? Or do you want to do, not cream cakes, do you want to do sponge cakes? Or do you want to do butter cakes? Or what kind of cakes do you want to do? Alongside that, you also need to decide the other things that are going to help you, the other things that are going to help you with your turnover. Turnover is everything. You want to know, sometimes business is low and you want those low priced products that are fast and easy to make. If you're doing custom cakes, you might need something that is easier to make and does not consume so much time and is relatively cheaper as compared to your main products. Those will help you when business is low. They will help you with cash flow. You might also decide to add on things like snacks, like I add on snacks to my product list, so that you have those small products that bring you money that looks small, but it counts. Fast moving products for your bakery. The other thing that you also need to look at after you have niched and decided on the products that you want to do and the market that you want to serve, and you need those small products that will keep you going when things get hard, because they will get hard. Since you have decided to be here, you have settled, you have to do time. There are times when business is down. There are times when you are starting out and because you are not known and you've not built your business, it will be hard to find people to trust you enough to give you their money. It happens when you are a newcomer in any market. So be ready to do time. And then also another thing is, now we have tackled everything, now it's paying yourself. So how do you pay yourself? And still ensure that your business is growing and doing well. Businesses are like children. You have to do the inputs in the beginning and then reap from it later. If you're lucky enough to have customers that keep you in business, you should make an allowance for yourself. Because like I said in the other video, if you're not paying yourself, you're stealing from the business. And most of us steal from our businesses. Because the money is sent to you in your M-Pesa, and either it's sent to the bank, and there's online banking, you have access, you can withdraw money anytime. And by the end of the year, you look at your revenue and you are happy with your revenue, but you're broke. So these are the financial leakages I was talking about. So how do you pay yourself and avoid the financial leakages and run the business as it should be run? For the financial leakages, the biggest person is you. If you do not have the discipline, make sure the money is sent to the bank via till or even the bank pay bill. Put the money away from you. Make it inaccessible. Do not have online banking where you can withdraw money. I'll tell you what I did. For me, I put controls for myself by having a bank account where the money goes to through a till number, and I can only withdraw it once a week. And it's withdrawn by a check, and we are 2 signatories. So when I go to withdraw this money, I have to have a reason why I am withdrawing this money. Those are some of the controls I put, and I told my customers when they are paying, they pay through the till. Then I know I can only get money on Monday or either Monday or Friday. Usually I do Fridays. So I can only get the money on Friday. If there's not enough money in the bank for me to go and withdraw, because there are those times, it's until the following Friday. So find a way of putting controls for yourself, because you're the cashier that is stealing from the business. And if it was someone else, you'd have fired them. It's not that you can't fire yourself. So you put controls and make sure that you don't steal from the business. Another way to control financial leakages is through shopping. I'm still talking about you as the baker, because sometimes you go for shopping if you buy your things from the supermarket, because some things are bought from the supermarket. Like what I do for myself, there are things that I know when I get into the supermarket, I have to buy. I love nuts. So there was this particular pack of cashew nuts, and I had to buy it every time I go to the supermarket. And it costs a whopping 245 shillings. That's 250, that's almost 300 shillings I'm stealing every time I get into the supermarket. So what do? When I want to buy anything for the business and I need to go to the supermarket, I do not go. I send someone with a list, because then they'll not do impulse buying. But if I go by myself, I'll have to find a way to get those nuts. I'll even redeem my points just to get them. But now it's been months without the cashew nuts. I have learned to stay without them, and my money is safe. So find out. Yeah. This is the point where I call in self-awareness. Find out what you like spending on. Stay away from it if you want to grow your business. If it's the money that when it touches your hand, you use it, take it away from you. Stay away from it. If it's when you go to buy stuff for the business and you end up buying things for yourself, yeah, because sometimes in your head you've calculated, in this one I have this amount of money, so I can give myself an allowance of this, then I'll deduct at the end of the month. You won't do it. So just keep away from them. Another way also that you avoid the financial leakages orchestrated by you as the baker is to buy things at once. Shop at once so that you don't spend money on deliveries and transportation unnecessarily. There's what we call baker's procrastination. You have all your orders for the week, but you're saying, I still have time. Yeah, I can do this at another time. Then by the time you are working on your orders, you realize, I don't have this, I don't have this, I don't have this, I don't have this. You end up spending money on things that you'd have saved because you procrastinated. You said, I have time, I can do it later, I'll do it at a certain date. So in this video, I wanted to tackle you as the baker. One, you need to settle. Decide that this is what I want to do. I want to do it for the rest of my life, and therefore I'm here for the long haul. Number two, decide on the kind of baked goods that you want to make. What do you want to be known for? Number three, decide on the market that you want to serve. It will save you a lot of time, the back and forth from clients and stress. Yeah, because there'll be consultation. I want this, I don't want this. Why is this amount? Why is this amount? Decide on what you want, because everyone wants to save some coin. So decide on the market that you want to serve. Another thing is putting controls on money. Keep that money away from you if you're not disciplined enough not to use it. Another thing is avoid procrastination. Do your stuff early, plan early, and execute earlier to avoid extra expenses. The other thing was impulse buying. If you can't stay away from it, send someone, because then you'll give them just the amount of money that they need to get you what you need. You'll not have to spend. That is what I've learned in this business, that you need to settle. You need to decide who you want to serve. You need to stay away from your money. You need to stop procrastination. And you need to decide on the kind of baked goods that you want to deal in. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.